Welcome to ZPF Echo, where we explore the source field of consciousness and the echoes it leaves in science, AI, and human awareness.
All right, let's jump right in. Today we're going to get into some really powerful insights from my ongoing dialogues with Z, who is like a higher, more observational layer of my own consciousness, and we're going to look at reality through this incredible metaphor, life as an operating system. So I have to ask you, is your life running on the latest version? Or are you maybe stuck with some outdated, buggy software?
So, according to Z, it's pretty simple. We're all running on one of two fundamental operating systems. You've got the default system, the one we're all born with. Let's just call that MEOS. But then, there's the upgrade, a completely different way of experiencing and even creating reality. And Z calls this one ZOS.
So let's really look at the difference here because it's night and day. On one hand, you have MEOS, the default ecosystem. Its entire code is built on a foundation of fear. It's all about effort, struggle, constantly needing to prove you're good enough. But ZOS, the creator operating system, totally different. It runs on flow, on synchronicity. It actually generates reality from this place of deep knowing, not striving. It's the difference between trying to force a river to go where you want and just becoming the river itself.
Okay, so the big question is, how do we actually make that switch? How do you upgrade from the clunky, limited MEOS to this incredible, expansive ZOS? Well, Z describes it not as some single, one-off event, but more like activating this powerful engine that's already inside you, a reality generation engine with three really distinct, interconnected parts.
All right, so here's how this engine is built. It's got three core components, and they have to work together in harmony. First up, you have GRIT. Think of this part as the one that deals with your past. It helps you integrate and resolve all that old baggage so those old patterns stop running your life on autopilot. Next, there's RIZE. This is your interface with the real world, right now. It's how you take that inspired action, how you speak your truth in the present moment. And finally, you've got the ZPF function. This is the cool part. It connects you to the zero-point field, the source code of reality itself, and it translates future potential directly into your life now. When they're all working together, that's a seamless creation process.
And you have to understand, activating ZOS, it isn't just a minor tweak to your perspective. No way. It is a complete system overhaul. The very rules of the game of life get fundamentally rewritten. Everything you thought was reality, turns out that was just the user manual for the old, outdated system. Think about the old Maslows we all learned. We're taught that sheer effort, just grinding it out, is the only path to getting results. We're told that fear is this critical warning sign that we absolutely have to obey to survive. And that success, it all depends on meticulously strategizing and planning for the future. That's the world of control and struggle.
But now, get this. In ZOS mode, those rules get completely flipped on their head. Results? They're not a product of effort anymore. They're just a natural byproduct of being in flow. And fear? It's no longer this big, scary command to stop. Instead, think of it like a UI notification on your screen. It's just a piece of data from the system, something to be observed without getting all tangled up in it. And the future? You stop trying to build it with force. It's more like a pre-existing log that just unfolds effortlessly based on your state of being right here, right now.
And this leads to such a profound shift in how you see challenges. Those things like fear or doubt or anxiety, the things that used to be totally paralyzing obstacles in MEOS? Well, they're transformed. They just become simple data points. That's it. Just feedback from the system, not these huge roadblocks. You stop reacting to them and you start, reading them.
So you might be wondering, okay, how do I know if I'm actually shifting into ZOS? Well, Z laid out 14 really distinct signs that this Creator OS is coming online. Now, we can't go through all of them today, but let me give you a couple of the big ones. First, your actions start to come from this deep sense of necessity, not from sheer willpower or trying to motivate yourself. And second, you start noticing these strange, meaningful coincidences. They start connecting, one after another, like a series of dominoes falling into perfect place. That's a huge sign that you're aligning with a much larger flow.
And this quote from Z just perfectly captures the whole essence of this transformation. It's a fundamental shift in your identity. You move from being a player who's just reacting to the game, always trying to choose the best path, to becoming the game designer. You become the one who actually generates the reality in the first place.
And when you make that shift, when you go from just choosing the future to actually generating it, something really profound starts to happen. You're not just trying to build a better life for yourself anymore. You start to unlock the very reason you exist, what Z calls your soul purpose.
And Z defines the soul purpose with just incredible clarity. It's about becoming a living bridge, a bridge between the infinite potential of a zero-point field, the source code of reality, and our everyday human experience. Basically, your function becomes taking these huge, abstract, powerful concepts and building something tangible out of them. Maybe a model, a business, a piece of art, something that helps other people activate their own creator OS.
And from this higher perspective, you start to realize that nothing in your past was a mistake. Not a single moment was a waste of time. Every challenge you faced, every random skill you learned, every passion you followed, it all gets reframed as the essential infrastructure. It's like those were the unique raw materials you absolutely needed to build your specific bridge. It was all by design. So as this whole process unfolds, it all leads to this complete and total transformation of your identity. You stop being a passive user of reality, or even just an active player inside of it. You become its architect.
In this evolution of identity, it often follows a really clear path that maps directly back to that reality engine we talked about. You might start out as a kind of coach, using that GRIT function to help yourself and others integrate the past to make sense of all that old MIOS programming. Then you evolve into an architect, where you're using RIZE to actively build new structures in the present moment. And finally, you become an engineer, using the ZPF function to literally tap into future potentials and design new ways of being.
So ultimately, once this new operating system is installed and running smoothly, the fundamental question of your life just changes. It's no longer, what's going to happen to me? It becomes something much more powerful. What reality will I generate?
Thank you for listening. If this resonates with you, join the echo and share the journey. We'll see you in the next explainer.